Have you ever felt like the universe is shouting something at you, but you don't know what? Imagine this. You're caught up in your routine, rushing from one thing to the next, when suddenly a strange feeling stops you. Maybe it's a knot in your stomach while talking to someone who says they care, but their actions don't show it. Or perhaps it's that little voice whispering, "This isn't for you," as you stick with a job that dims your soul. That, right there, is the message the universe is sending you in this moment. And no, it's not a coincidence. Carl Jung, the genius who explored the deepest corners of the human mind, would say this is your unconscious speaking, trying to guide you toward a more authentic, truer life. Today, we're going to decode that message together, because what you're about to discover could change everything. Jung wasn't just a psychologist. He was a soul explorer. He believed that inside each of us lies an entire universe, a place full of secrets that connect us to something bigger. One of those secrets is the unconscious, that part of you you don't see but that feels, intuits, and knows things your conscious mind sometimes ignores. It doesn't speak in clear words. It communicates through symbols, strange dreams you don't understand when you wake up, or that discomfort you can't explain. Has it happened to you? Think of that time you met someone at a party in Bogota. Everything seemed perfect. Good conversation, laughter. But something in your chest said, "Be careful." Or when you took that promotion in Los Angeles because it made sense. But every morning you woke up with an emptiness you couldn't name. That's not just in your head. It's your unconscious sending signals. Let me tell you something Jung discovered that might hit home, especially if you've ever felt trapped between what you want and what you should do. He said our modern life has disconnected us from that inner voice. In a world of social media, family expectations, and pressure to have it all, we forget to listen. But here's the key. That message the universe is sending you won't vanish. The more you ignore it, the louder it gets until it forces you to pay attention. Imagine Maria, a 32-year-old woman in Mexico City. She spent years in a relationship everyone praised. "What a lovely couple," they said. But inside, Maria felt herself fading. Every argument, every awkward silence was like an echo from her unconscious saying, "This isn't for you." Until one day, staring at the traffic from her window, she decided to listen. She let go, and everything changed. Now pause for a second. Breathe. What feeling has been chasing you lately? Is it a dream you set aside? A relationship that drains you? This isn't just a video, it's a mirror. Jung taught us that the unconscious doesn't just hold fears or memories. It also holds your potential, your deepest desires. But to see it, you have to dare to look at what he called the shadow. The shadow is all that you hide, that you push down because it doesn't fit the image you want to show. Maybe you're that strong woman who always smiles in Medellin, but inside you're scared to admit you feel alone. Or perhaps you're the successful man in Miami who doesn't want anyone to know he hates his routine. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's a part of you begging you to embrace it. Why does this matter? Because if you don't face your shadow, it takes control. Jung said what you don't recognize in yourself, you project onto others. Think of that friend who always gets under your skin with her passive-aggressive comments. What if what bothers you about her is something you don't dare see in yourself? Or that coworker who seems to steal your peace every time he talks? It's not a coincidence it affects you so much. It's your shadow reflected, yelling at you to look inside. And here's a tough but freeing truth. Integrating your shadow isn't easy, but it's the first step to understanding the universe's messages. Let's do a practical exercise right now, something you can take from this video. Take a moment and think of someone who stirs a strong emotion in you, good or bad. It could be your partner, your boss, a lifelong friend. What do you feel when you're near them? Do they inspire you or drain you? Write down one word that describes that emotion: frustration, fear, joy. Then ask yourself, what part of me is this person reflecting? This is what Jung called projection, when we see in others what we won't see in ourselves. If Maria had done this, she'd have noticed her ex mirrored her own fear of being alone. When she understood that, she didn't just let go of the relationship. She started healing that part of herself. Now imagine you're standing at a crossroads like in one of those stories they told you as a kid. One path is full of lights, people, noise. It's the safe path, the one everyone tells you to take. The other is dark, quiet, full of questions. Which do you choose? Most stick to the first because it's comfortable, but Jung would say the second, the unknown, is where you find your truth. It's not about throwing everything away without thinking. It's about asking, am I living for me or for what others expect? If you're like Anna, a 40-year-old single mom in Cali, maybe you feel your life is for your kids, your family, your boss, and you've forgotten yourself. The universe is telling you, stop, listen, there's more for you. Before we move on, I'll mention my book is available. It's full of tips and techniques to help you overcome emotional blocks and love yourself more. Find the link in the description and pinned comment. Let's continue. Here's a pause for us to reflect together. If this message is touching your heart, leave a comment below and tell me which path you feel you're on right now. It doesn't matter if you're just starting to think about this. Your story might inspire someone else watching. And if you're liking this, give it a like and share it with that person you know needs to hear it. Every time you do, you help this message reach further. Back to Jung. He believed the unconscious doesn't just show you what's wrong, it also shows what could be. Think of those moments when something calls to you without explanation. Maybe you saw an ad for an online art course and felt a tingle but brushed it off because there's no time. Or you met someone at a gathering in Houston and, without knowing why, felt that conversation mattered. That's what Jung called synchronicity. Events that seem random but carry deep meaning. It's not magic, it's your unconscious and the universe teaming up to guide you. So how do you know if you're ignoring these signals? Easy. If your life feels like an endless to-do list, if you wake up tired for no reason, if your relationships weigh you down more than they fill you, there's the message. The universe doesn't want you running in circles. It wants you to stop, look inside, and act. Maria did it. After letting go of that relationship, she started painting, something she'd always wanted but never allowed herself. Today, she has a small art business and says she's never felt so alive. And you, what have you been putting off because it's not the time? Here's another practical tip. This week, pay attention to those little signals. If something excites you or bothers you, jot it down on your phone or in a notebook. It could be a weird dream, a conversation that left you thinking, or that gut feeling of, I need to do something different. Jung said the unconscious loves when you listen, and when you do, it answers with more clarity. Try it and tell me in the comments how it went. I'd love to know how the universe is speaking to you. As we go on, I want you to think about this. Relationships are the biggest mirror of your inner world. Jung said what you attract isn't random. It's a reflection of your energy, your shadows, your hidden desires. If you're surrounded by people who drain you, who make you feel small, it's not bad luck. It's a signal. And in the next part, we'll dive deeper into how those relationships, from your partner to your friends, are trying to tell you something. Get ready because what's coming is even more revealing. We've talked about how the universe sends you messages through your unconscious. Those signals Jung taught us to decode. But now we're going deeper because there's a place where those messages become impossible to ignore. Your relationships. Yes, those people you keep close, from your partner to your lifelong friends, are like mirrors reflecting what's going on inside you. Jung said we don't choose who surrounds us by chance. They come to show us something, to teach us, to wake us up. If you feel some of those connections are draining or confusing you, stay with me because this will change how you see your life. Think about this. Is there someone in your world who constantly throws you off balance? Maybe it's your boyfriend who says he loves you but isn't there when you need him, or a friend in Guadalajara who always has a comment that makes you doubt yourself. Jung would say those people aren't there to torment you. They're projections of your shadow, that part of you you haven't faced. For example, if someone's selfishness bugs you, maybe deep down you're scared to put your own needs first. Or if your partner's lack of listening frustrates you, perhaps you're not listening to yourself. It's tough to see it this way, but it's also freeing because it means the power to change is in your hands. Let me tell you about Luis, a 35-year-old man in Miami. He always ended up dating women who treated him like an option, not a priority. Every relationship was the same. At first it was perfect, but over time he felt invisible. One day reading about Jung, he realized those women reflected how he treated himself. He never put himself first, always said yes when he wanted to say no. His unconscious was screaming through those relationships. Value yourself. When he started setting boundaries and respecting himself, the people around him changed. Today, he's with someone who truly sees him. Sound familiar? What are your relationships showing you about yourself? Here's a pause to reflect. Take a deep breath and think of a relationship that feels heavy right now. What emotion does it bring up? Exhaustion, anger, sadness? Now ask, what part of me is asking for attention through this person? If you want, share your answer in the comments. I'd love to read it, and maybe someone else will feel seen and find strength in your words. And if this video's hitting home, give it a like and share it with that friend who's always there for you or someone who needs this nudge. Together, we can reach more people. Back to Jung, he said relationships don't just reflect our shadows, they also reflect our potential. When you're with someone who inspires you, who makes you want to be better, that's a message from the universe too. Think of that teacher in school who believed in you when no one else did, or that friend in Bogota who pushes you to chase your dreams, even if they sound wild. Those connections are synchronicities, events Jung called meaningful coincidences. They're not accidents, they're the universe saying, this is the way. But to attract more of those people, you first have to align with your truth. Now let's talk about something you've probably lived through. Those relationships that feel like a battlefield. Constant arguments, misunderstandings, an endless fight to make it work. If you're like Sophia, a 28-year-old woman in Monterey, maybe you've spent months or years trying to fix something that never feels right. Sophia was with a guy who promised to change, but every attempt landed them in the same spot. Her exhausted, him distant. Jung would say those roadblocks aren't bad luck. They're your unconscious putting up a stop sign. It's like the universe saying, stop forcing this. It's not for you. When Sophia finally let go, she felt a relief she didn't expect. 2 months later, she met someone who made her feel seen without trying. And you, what are you forcing that the universe is asking you to release? Here's a practical action. Make a quick list of the 3 most important relationships in your life right now. Could be your partner, family, friends. Next to each name, write one word that sums up how they make you feel. If it's peace, joy, great. If it's doubt, exhaustion, pressure, it's time to ask why. Jung believed your energy is sacred, and protecting it is an act of self-love. It's not about cutting everyone off overnight. It's about being honest. Do these people add to you or take away? Try it and tell me in the comments what you found. I'm dying to know. Pause for a moment. Imagine you're in a quiet park, the sun warming your face, and you can finally breathe. That's what happens when you let go of what doesn't belong to you. Jung said letting go isn't giving up. It's freeing yourself for what's truly yours. But how do you know what to release? Easy. If it makes you feel less you, if it forces you to hide parts of who you are, it's not for you. Think of Carla, a 45-year-old designer in Los Angeles. She had a group of friends who always shot down her crazy ideas about starting a business. Every time she hung out with them, she came home feeling small. Until one day she said enough. She started surrounding herself with people who cheered her on. Today, her brand's growing. The universe responded when she chose her authenticity. Let's talk authenticity, because that's the heart of it all. Jung said, the purpose of life isn't to be perfect or fit in, it's to be who you really are. If you've ever felt you have to change to be loved, that you have to silence your dreams to not bother anyone, that's a betrayal of your essence, and the universe notices. It sends signals like that unexplained anxiety, that tiredness that won't leave. It's your unconscious saying, stop pretending, be you. When was the last time you let yourself be 100% you, no filters? If you can't remember, today could be the day. Here's another exercise. Tonight before bed, write 3 things you love about yourself. They can be small, like, I love how I smile, or I love my curiosity. Then ask, do the people in my life celebrate these things or dim them? Jung believed when you connect with your authenticity, you attract those who truly see you. Do it and share in the comments what you wrote. Your words might give someone else the courage to do the same. Now pause for a breath. If this message is stirring something inside you, don't just sit with it. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell. Share this video with someone who needs this reminder of their power. Every interaction matters, and together we can get this message to more people. Relationships aren't the only way the universe speaks to you. Your dreams are too. Those ones that once thrilled you and maybe you've paused. Jung said when you abandon what sets you ablaze, your unconscious reminds you with that emptiness you can't explain. In the next part, we'll explore how to reconnect with those dreams and what to do when the universe nudges you towards something new. Get ready because it only gets better. We've walked an incredible path together, decoding how the universe speaks through your unconscious and relationships, all with Carl Jung's ideas as our guide. Now let's close this journey with something that could be the real turning point. Your dreams and that soft or not so soft call the universe is making for you to dare for more. Because Jung didn't just want you to understand your shadow or relationships, he believed life's greatest purpose is finding wholeness. And that starts when you reconnect with what makes you come alive. So take a deep breath, because what's coming is for you. Think of those dreams you once had. Maybe as a kid in a Colombian village, you dreamed of writing a book. Or in your 20s in California, you pictured a business that filled your days with purpose. Where are those dreams now? If you feel they've faded under bills, responsibilities, or others' opinions, you're not alone. Jung would say those dreams didn't vanish. They're tucked in your unconscious, waiting for you to claim them. And when you ignore them, the universe reminds you. How? With that something's missing feeling, with those moments you see someone chasing their thing and think, what about me? Let me tell you about Daniela, a 38-year-old woman in Bogota. She always wanted to be a photographer, but life took her elsewhere. An office job, a safe routine. Until one day, scrolling Instagram, she felt an emptiness she couldn't ignore. It was her unconscious saying, this is yours, go for it. She started taking photos on weekends, and little by little, with fear but excitement, she quit her job. Today, she lives off her passion. The universe wouldn't let her rest until she listened. And you, what dream have you been quieting because it's not practical? The message is there, whispering that there's still time. Pause for a second. Breathe. If you had to name one dream you left behind, what would it be? You don't need all the answers now. Just think about it. And if you want, share it in the comments. Maybe someone else needs to read it to remember theirs. If this video is inspiring you, give it a like and pass it to that person you know is searching for their spark. Every time you share, you help this message spread further. Jung talked about something beautiful called individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. It's not about being perfect or following someone else's script. It's listening to that inner voice that knows what you want, even if the world says otherwise. But here's the challenge. Reconnecting with your dreams takes courage. It means facing the fear of failure, criticism, the what will they say. Imagine Juan, a 42-year-old man in Mexico City. He wanted to learn guitar, but his friends laughed. At your age? Until one day he said enough and started. Today he plays in small cafes and says he feels more alive than ever. The universe rewarded him for daring. Here's a practical action. This week, take one small step towards something that excites you. It doesn't have to be huge. If you dream of painting, buy a brush. If you want to write, write a page. Jung said the unconscious responds to action, not just intention. Do it and tell me in the comments how it felt. I'd love to celebrate that step with you. Now let's talk about that soft call you sometimes feel. Maybe it's a curiosity about traveling somewhere new, or an urge to talk to someone you don't know well, but who intrigues you. Jung called it synchronicity, those coincidences that aren't. Think of Laura, a 50-year-old teacher in Houston. One day in a bookstore, a book on meditation literally fell into her hands. She bought it on impulse, and that small act led her to a course that changed how she sees life. It wasn't luck. It was the universe guiding her. What synchronicities have you noticed lately? An encounter? an idea, something you can't shake. Pause to reflect. If you could follow one signal from the universe today, what would it be? Take a moment to feel it. If you're up for it, leave it in the comments. Your words might be the nudge someone else needs. And if this message is reaching you, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video. Together, we can help more people find their path. The universe doesn't just speak through dreams or synchronicities, it also does it through chaos. Jung said there's no awakening without pain. Those dark moments, a breakup, a failure, a loss, aren't the end. They're the start. Think of it like a storm clearing the air. That's how your life works. When everything feels messy, it's your unconscious asking you to let go of the old so the new can come in. Remember Maria from earlier? Losing that relationship was her chaos, but also her rebirth. What chaos are you facing now? What if, instead of running, you saw it as a door? Here's another exercise. Write down one thing that's hurting or confusing you. Then ask, what can I learn from this? Jung believed every crisis holds a lesson, a key to your growth. Do it and share in the comments what you found. Your reflection might inspire someone else to see their chaos differently. As we wrap up, I want you to picture your life as a canvas. Every relationship, every dream, every step you take is a brushstroke. What are you painting? A life that reflects your truth or one that follows others' rules? Jung taught us you can always start over. No matter if you feel you've been on the wrong path for years, the universe is giving you this moment to choose. And when you choose your authenticity, something magical happens. Synchronicity multiplies, you meet the right people, opportunities arrive, and peace returns. Quick recap. The universe speaks to you through your unconscious, with signals, shadows, relationships, and dreams. Listening isn't easy, but it's the path to a full life. Letting go of what doesn't serve you, embracing your shadow, chasing what lights you up. That's what Jung wanted you to discover. And the final message is this: don't look outside for what you already have within. You are enough, and the universe is waiting for you to believe it. One last reflection. What will you let go of today? What will you claim? If this video moved you, leave a comment with your answer. Tell me what you're taking away, what you'll do differently. Your words don't just reach me, they inspire this community. Give it a like, share this message with someone who needs it, and subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Together, we can transform lives. Thanks for being here. You're valuable, and this is your moment. The universe is speaking to you right now. What will you answer? See you in the next video. The change starts with you.